feel like it was just a dream. And for weeks it did. It felt like I'd wake up and I'd just think, did I dream that accident? I'm just a guy, you know, I'm just a young guy, I got a wife, you know, a daughter on the way. I'm just a guy. This couldn't happen to me. That can't be real. You know, I had to have just dreamed that. Memories, you know, what you saw that day, you know, they come back at different points. You know, I'll maybe be somewhere and I'll see an Amish family, or I'll see an Amish, and it'll bring back memories of the accident. This was the last text message I sent before I caused an accident that killed 3 people.
The Amish family was on their way 8 o'clock in the morning that day, and then the van was driven by a young man from Bluffton, Chandler Gerber. He was on the way to a job. He cleaned carpets at the time, and he was traveling about the speed limit we determined. He wasn't speeding or anything like that, just traveling along, and he overtook the Amish right there, right just where about my car is, and basically hit the Amish buggy from behind and just ended up all the way from the point where my car is here. It's about 400 feet, 430 feet where he ended up, where the van ended up.
I was heading east, right into the sunrise, driving along. As I was driving, I was texting back and forth with my wife. I was texting, and I think I was reading a text back at the time of the accident, because I remember driving and like my head just snapped up when I saw, you know, the windshield just glass broke and screeching, and my head, you know, it happened in about a second. I mean, I had 1,000 thoughts going through my mind. As I started coming to a stop, I saw, you know, a body come down from off the top of the van. And I just thought, oh my gosh, what have I done? What have I done? And I realized, you know, I had hit something, and I realized it was an Amish buggy. I jumped out of the van, totally silent outside the van. At that second in time, there was nobody else coming or going. I walked around back, and I looked in the ditch, and there was bodies just laying there. I mean, it was just silent. It was just quiet. The only sound I heard, the only thing I saw moving was the horse. It was severely wounded. It was just kind of moving around on the ground a little bit. I remember the mother was laying, I believe it was face down on her hands and knees, like she had been sitting on a chair. And it just, like, the force just hit her, and she just didn't have time to move. You know, she was just sitting in that same position on the ground. And I just remember staring, and nobody else was around, just me and the family that was laying in the ditch, and the horse, and just silence.
You had all kinds of chaos here. This is the van that was driven by Chandler Gerber. As you can see, the front of the vehicle is just totally smashed here. He was devastated. He was crying. He was just almost in a panic mode.
I knew that I had been texting and driving. I knew that I had been around that time, you know, involved with reading my phone or texting or what have you. I was hysterical. I think I was probably in shock. I was sitting in a van in the passenger seat, taking in, as far as I could see straight ahead, just lights and sirens and people. And I saw a hearse drive by. And so right then, I just had this sinking feeling that there was at least one dead person. They took two young children. It was a 3-year-old and a 5-year-old. They took a 17-year-old son.
I saw the youngest of the children, 3-year-old Enos. He was laying face down in the ditch, right here, just to our side, right behind, right in front of me here, actually. He looked like he was asleep until we rolled him over, and we saw the injuries to his face, injuries to his legs, looked like they were both broken. It was very devastating.
Shortly after the accident, it was pretty rough. A lot of tears, a lot of, why did this happen? This note was from Martin Schwartz, the father of the children that had passed away from my accident. It says, "Dear ones, trusting in God's ways, how does this find you? Hope all in good health and in good cheer. Around here, we're all on the go and try to make the best we can. I always wonder if we take enough time with our children. Wishing you the best with your little one in the unknown future. I think of you often. Keep looking up. God is always there. Sincerely, Martin and Mary Schwartz." I wish so bad I could go back to that day and change my focus. I wish I could go back and say, you know, I can do these texts when I get to my stop, you know, when I get there. I don't have to do this right now while I'm driving. You know, there's just nothing that important. But at that point, you know, it was just, you know, oh, I can text and drive, it's no big deal. And it is a big deal. Please don't do it. Please don't ever text and drive. It's life. You get one chance and you live with the choices you make.